Right, 1895, good luck. Okay, I'm just going to develop here. The opponent's only 25 games and already the rating's well above the 1500 starting rating. So yeah, this is essentially a new account, so it could be someone who's drastically underrated. Develop while we can because there's no knight down. Obviously my opponent could end up being, you know, far higher rated than I am, so let's just get castled. Okay, now we need a plan, so we don't really want to give away this pawn. So I'm just looking at the simple pawn up. If you take here, I can go this way. Yeah, I don't want to do anything else, I don't think. Okay, he's pushed forward there. So I'm just looking at knight up here now. And that seems logical to me. As long as my queen's got multiple paths to run to, shouldn't be getting trapped. And then if you take here, I'm going to take this way. So I'm looking at knight up, rook across. Rook across might allow queen down, could be a bit annoying. So I'm just going to throw a holding move in for now while I try and figure out what to do. Actually, I'm going to drop back, but I'm going to go this way so I've got the option to fully retreat. Knight in, I think I can take right now. Again, if takes here, I'm going to take back, or that's the intention. I'm just trying to figure out as well if I can play a move like c5. Need to slow it down though. Need to use a bit of time. Clearly, after only 15 games to be at 1900, sorry, 25 games, 1900, my opponent's obviously probably won virtually all of those games, if not all of them. Oh, my opponent's just disconnected and reconnected there. I saw that. Okay, that's... Let's hope it's legitimate. Yeah, I'm going to play knight forward here. I saw my opponent disconnect and reconnect. See, it could be an internet connection issue, but it says it's good. Just take with a bishop. So I need to keep an eye on that now for the rest of the game. Just in case. No, I don't want to leave my queen here in the firing line. But I do have rook across to guard the pawn. Like I say, there's just this nuisance move with queen over. I could drop back and out the way, and then if you take, I can still take. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get the queen out the firing line. If takes, takes. If rook down, then I'll probably be able to drop back, I would think, I hope. Oh, the knight's come forward. Now that feels like it should be fine to take. Yeah, I'm going to take there. Now, they're basically okay for now. If you take, I can take back with the pawn. So I'm just looking at a simple move like queen up, just to create a mate threat. You can obviously go here. I can get the bishop out the way. I'm still hitting this pawn. So queen up f3, takes, rook takes. Bishop back could be a line, actually, couldn't it? Queen up, because we hit a pawn. But what can go wrong? If you take, I can take here. If you attack my bishop, I can drop all the way back. And if you take, I can still take back. So I don't see why I shouldn't play queen up here. Just create the simple mate threat, hit the pawn. I'd expect a move like f3. I guess bishop back is fine, but then there's a pawn here. So f3, it does weaken the structure. So then I'm looking at whether I can get away with taking. Just go with g3. So now I think I can just collect a pawn then. But am I getting trapped? So say you lash out with a move like this. I've got multiple ways I can run to. If you take here, I can still take back. If you find a way to attack the bishop, I can still run. So I'm just going to grab the pawn and hope I'm not blundering. Any move in any game of chess, you can always just miss something that your opponent's got that you simply don't see, of course. So I assume I want to go to f6 here. I don't think I want to come too passive, too back over here. I've got the option to jump across. And there's no easy way to attack me now. And there's no longer a pawn to attack my bishop. So this is where I thought I simply take back with a pawn. I keep a nice structure. I plant my bishop. Bishop back hits the queen, but I don't think it gains a great deal. So I'm going to take with the pawn. Idea, a move like queen across to hit the pawn. Bit more control in the diagonal. Rook across at some point if I can, but you can imagine queen over pressuring these pawns, which could easily be lost. But equally, there is some pressure here. Well, he's offering to trade, so can I get away with the move like across? Takes, takes, you can block with a bishop. So takes, I could just take and plant my queen in the middle of the board, threatening to come in, so that seems good. I could go here, I guess, but you just push on. Yeah, I like the look of queen here, just to centralize my queen. Oh, excuse me. Okay, he's played king forward. So offering a trade. I'm now looking whether I can risk developing here. Like I said, just it could be awkward if we end up losing a pawn, but I need to get the rooks active, don't I? I don't see any other better way to do it. I can always reconsider and maybe go back. It's just it might create a quick attack if you get the pieces coordinating. I'll pre-move in case takes the rook there. I am a minute down on the clock, so I've given a minute away here. Okay, the rook's come forward. So is it fine to take? Say queen takes. Just losing a bit of control over the file. Is pawn up a move? I don't think so. I want to leave the bishop there. So is queen up a move now? The rook is actually guarded by the queen, so that doesn't seem like it either. So takes, say queen takes. Not easy to develop my other rook. Takes, you can take. Maybe just rook up and across could be an idea, actually. I'm going to get rid of that bishop so I can plant my queen in the middle or try and develop my rook depending on what white does. Now there is queen here as well, but I'm not going anywhere, am I? So I'm just looking at queen here to try and come round the back. If you take, I'm okay to take back. Rook up, takes, takes, queen takes doesn't do anything. So I'm going queen into the middle. If up, I'm going to go into the corner and hit the pawn. That's what I'm intending to do anyway. I can always think about it and maybe drop back if I'm miscalculating. Right, the rook's gone back. So now I've got the option to come forward. Rook takes, queen takes, pawn takes, and I'm just a clean pawn up. Rook down, rook across, pawn up. But you could play a rook here though, then it's more awkward to guard. Yeah, that could be awkward if you play rook b7 at the end. I'm getting low on time, so I'm looking at this idea then. h5. Actually, what's wrong with rook to c5 here? If you take, I get an extra pawn forward, don't I? I've got to try and develop my pieces, even if I get me the rook into the game, even if I end up losing a pawn somewhere. I'm trying to put pressure on the king, which is very open. So I'm trying to double my rooks up here if my opponent doesn't take. But now they have taken. If the queen comes forward, I can start checking potentially. Or even just chuck a pawn forward. So offering the queen trade, but surely this should be good for me now, because I can plant this and... yeah, I'm getting low on time. So here, with a view to rook across. So rook over, rook across. Pawn down. Can I push? King over, down. King across, down. The king's just in time in the box. I'm going to play rook across first. I can still push this pawn. If you go here, then it's awkward for the rook to come across, and I'm going to try and run my king. So I think I can start running my king now. Now, do I do it this way first, though? Let's go here and bring the king up here. Okay. When I get here, the pawn can obviously push, but I think I'm fine, so I'm coming into the middle. But I'm 2 minutes down on the clock. So it's a case of have I used my time wisely enough, but if I'm not quick enough, I'm not quick enough. I'm going to start advancing now and try and create an open file. Put pressure on, threaten to check. Threaten to just simply push up. But if white's really solid here, there might not be a great deal I can do without taking big risks like chucking a pawn away. Yeah, it goes back. So I'm going to chuck the pawn forward just to try and guard this, but gotta be careful. If the rook comes in and gets in, it could be an issue. So maybe I want rook here with a view to takes then. If you push, I can still check, but your king's getting in, so risk and reward. And of course, if I run here, then it's a bit easier for white to try and break through this side. That's what he's going for. But takes, I could just take with the king. And that seems sensible to me. So I'm going to play a rook across, or even just take with my rook. Okay, he's pushed forward, but surely now I can push on. Or can I push here first with king up and then on? Yeah, I think that makes sense. I'm going to bring the king up and try and push on. Create a threat hitting the pawn, as well as a threat to get double pawns here. So here, if rook across, rook back. I'm still down on the clock, not easy. Now I might be able to plant a pawn forward. Idea is just a push. If takes, I take. And if doesn't take, push a pawn, and then he's permanently defensive then. It's whether I can then break through, I'm not sure. Ooh. That should be good for me, surely. Here, here. Check. If you come across a pin. It means I can't push here. But I think it's right to go this way. Because I get a check. I've still got potential to get my rook in the open file. It's not easy for him to get his king here. But if he trades and I throw a check and then he goes across, I create a pin. If rook down, I assume we can just trade everything and then push, and I should be winning. I should be, but again, it could be a draw. Obviously, in any game, you can always throw a sloppy blunder in and you could lose one, of course. Even when you're completely winning, but... Okay, he's trying to defend it, so I've got rook across with a pin. So rook down now, I'm assuming I can take, and if you take, I take, you take, I just push my pawn. You can't take, so you'll have to go back. I can drive on, and then you're permanently stuck. So this really should be winning. As long as I've got the time to play it out. He definitely can't trade because he can't stop my pawn, so he definitely can't take. He'll have to play a move like king across. Up, king back, and then I can just leave that there and try and run the king back round this way. Oh, he's taken. Well, now I can just shepherd the king, so that's an easy win now. Been a tough game, hasn't it? But we managed to get there. A tough game, but we managed to get there, so let's put that one through the analyzer. Only time will tell where my opponent gets their rating, but it's very high rating for a new account. So we played 49 games. We'll put that through the engine. Just takes a few seconds to populate. Okay, so you can see we're clearly better for much of this game here. Oh. Level out of the opening, then white's gone wrong a little bit and we've gained an advantage. We must have gone wrong, made some mistakes here because we were plus 4.5, then it's gone to 1.5. So we've given away an advantage but got it back again. 92% versus 87% accuracy, no bad blunders either side. My centre pawn lost 22, my average is 32, so better than average, so that's good. Oh, that's odd though, isn't it? It's That might, if I refresh the screen, that might disappear because that's read as a blunder, but it's not listed in there as a blunder. So let's just refresh the screen. Yeah, that was just a glitch on the system there because it's cleared up now. It's more like a mistake. But the figures have stayed the same, so in the end we managed to get ourselves a good win there. So, but like I said, time will tell where my opponent gets their rating to. Could end up being well over 2,000 there. You could just see a decent play there, but we'll take a good win.